It's time again to recap the latest news of the solar industry compiled by the American Solar Energy Society. I'm Jay Warmke with SolarPVTraining.com, and this is what's happening in the wonderful world of solar for the week of September 8th. Now, the Biden administration has taken a couple of steps this past week to demonstrate an increased commitment to utility scale solar in rural America. The U.S. Bureau of Land Management issued its updated Western Solar Plan on Thursday, which is designating more than 31 million acres of public lands that are located in 11 states to be available for leasing by utility scale projects. This increases the original plan, which had projected about 22 million acres available, so it's been increased by about 9 million acres. Now, under this plan, developers are allowed to designate sites within 15 miles of existing or planned transmission lines, as long as those sites are not deemed sensitive environmental or cultural areas. Now, solar advocates have praised this expansion of availability of solar, although they do point out that the BLM policy currently offers about 80 million acres open to the development of fossil fuels, which is about 2.5 times that's available for solar. The Biden administration also announced that they'll be awarding $7.3 billion in grants and low-interest loans to rural electric co-ops serving 23 different states. These funds represent, according to the White House, the largest federal investment in rural electrification since the Franklin Roosevelt administration. Utilities that will receive these funds include Dairyland Electric in Wisconsin, Tri-State Generation and Transmission that serves Colorado, Nebraska, New Mexico, and Wyoming, Seminole Electric in Florida, Allegheny Electric for Pennsylvania and New Jersey, Arizona Electric Power Cooperative, Basin Electric Power Cooperative that serves North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Nebraska, and Wyoming, Buckeye Power in Ohio, Core Electric Cooperative in Colorado, East Kentucky Power Cooperative, Golden Valley Electric Association in Alaska, Great River Energy in Minnesota, Minnkota Power Cooperative for Minnesota and North Dakota, San Miguel Electric Cooperative in Texas, and Wolverine Power Supply Cooperative in Michigan. Now, globally, solar installations grew by a staggering 76% in 2023, adding over 428 gigawatts of solar capacity worldwide. To put this in perspective, last year alone, more solar was installed than existed on the planet just 6 years earlier. Now, one reason the industry saw this tremendous rate of growth, doubling over the rate of growth in 2022, comes down to price. In fact, according to the International Energy Association, utility scale solar is now the lowest cost form of electricity available pretty much in every nation around the world. Globally, solar panel prices are now at an all-time low due to a glut in supply, as well as lower cost manufacturing processes. Globally, the average per watt cost of a solar panel is around 11 cents per watt, which is about 1/3 the price that we pay here in the United States at about 31 cents per watt. Prices in the U.S. are higher than what other nations experience, largely due to tariffs that have been imposed on panels that are imported from China as well as several other Southeast Asian nations. A new report by Bloomberg NEF states that last year, for the first time, more than 40% of all of the electricity generated worldwide came from zero carbon sources. Hydropower accounted for about 14.9%, wind and solar combined for over 14%, which is a new record. Nuclear, 9.2%. Now, according to the report, wind and solar represented nearly 91% of all of the new power capacity additions in 2023. That's up from about 83% in 2022. And fossil fuels are now only, for new additions, only about 6% of all of the new build generating sources worldwide. China accounted for about 1/3 of all of the renewable energy that's consumed worldwide, and 10 nations accounted for nearly 3/4 of the total renewable generation in 2023. These countries include, of course, China, the United States in second, Brazil, Canada, India, Germany, Japan, Russia, Norway, and Turkey. Construction is underway on an 800 megawatt project, a solar project in southern Illinois, which developer Swift Current Energy describes as the largest U.S. solar installation east of the Mississippi. The project involves the installation of about 1.6 million solar panels mounted on solar trackers that will follow the sun's movement throughout the day and will actually generate about 30% more power than fixed angle or fixed tilt panels. Approximately about 100 inverters will also be installed on the site. The project will generate employment of about 435 workers during the construction phase, who are expected to be working on the project for about 14 months. Renewable energy generated from this project, known as the Double Black Diamond Solar Project, is set to be used at Chicago O'Hare Airport and also at Loyola University in Chicago. Project slated to begin commercial operations in 2025. And that's the news from the solar industry for this week. We'll see you next week.